Good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. So let's get open for business here, and let's wake up those football gods here on this week number 12 of the NFL season. We are off, of course, because we got our lunch handed to us. Actually, our Thanksgiving dinner just came back up because we threw up all over ourselves when the Washington football team, shout out to them for kicking our ass, for kicking our teeth in, and getting us pretty much locked in on that number 4 pick in the NFL draft. What I want to say is I know that the season has been a disappointment. It stinks. It's been awful. But I want to say that you need to make sure that you enjoy each of these weeks, because there's no guarantee that we're going to have all of the NFL season. When you start looking around right now, what's going on, the Baltimore Ravens had another 6 people, 6 or 8. I thought I saw a thing where 2 more. That may have been part of the 6. But they have at least 18 players that are in the COVID protocol. Their game was supposed to be Thursday, then it was supposed to be today. It's supposed to be Tuesday, but they have 18 players who are in the COVID protocol. Go halfway across, 3/4 of the way across the country to Denver. Denver has no quarterbacks today. All of them are in the protocol. You know, people laughed at Mike Fisher back during training camp where he said, sign a practice squad quarterback and just lock him in a hotel room just in case this kind of scenario happens. Shout out to you. That was some really great foresight from you, Mike Fisher, because Denver right now wishes they could go unlock that door and let out that raving maniac of a quarterback to go in and play, because who knows who's going to play. And the NFL says, you're playing. We cannot extend the season. Same thing with the Baltimore Ravens. You're playing on Tuesday, because they're looking at this saying it's not going to get better. It's only going to get worse. Go all the way across to the West Coast. Santa Clara County, California. The 49ers, their county is on lockdown for the next 3 weeks, minimum. No professional sports. The NFL is trying to figure out how they can go. And this morning I see I kind of mentioned this last night, that the NFL may have to start considering a bubble. Let me add to this. The New Orleans Saints were fined $500,000 and a 7th-round draft pick taken from them for celebrating at the end of the game against Tampa Bay. So there's no guarantee that we're going to be able to get all these weeks in. It may end up being to the point of scab games, because you have teams that have players that are on the list and can't play. So enjoy what we have. Now, I have been critical on the Cowboys, and some people have come back and said, man, stop. You need to stop being so hard on the team. You got a new coach, you got players that have been hurt, so stop being so negative. But here's the thing. If it looks like a turd, if it smells like a turd, then probably it's a turd. And are you just going to leave that stinking, smelling turd right there in the living room, or are you going to clean up that mess? I say you got to clean up that mess. You got to understand what are the problems that we have that we need to fix. And that's why you need to discuss them. It's not about being vengeful or against somebody. I love Zeke. I'd love for Zeke Elliott to be the best back in football right now. But right now you got to look at it and say, what's going on with Zeke Elliott? Is it just the offensive line? Is it the change in the offensive philosophy? Or is it a decline? Whatever it is, we have to find out what it is and fix that problem. Well, apparently, the Eagles. Misery loves company. I want to bring back a blast from the past from my buddy Philly 500. Philly 500, who said to me before the season that the Eagles were going to win the division by not 1, not 2, but by 3 games. And it wasn't going to be close, and it wouldn't be the Cowboys. Well, he was right about the Cowboys part. And maybe he meant that the winner of the division might win 3 games. Maybe that's what he meant. But back in April, this happened.
What the fuck?
It just got interesting, ladies and gentlemen, as Jalen Hurts is going to Doug Peterson and that Philadelphia offense, and there are a billion ways this can go. Jalen Hurts has currently been two completely different quarterbacks. As a freshman, he was the SEC Freshman of the Year at Alabama in 2016. Although he lost in that national
Wow. That has to be the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. You're gonna take a quarterback in the second round? Are you kidding me? What do you just trade Carson then? Are you kidding me? You just took a quarterback in the second round. Mm-hmm. This team is so good that they don't need to take. They don't need anything else, right? They're so good. They don't. This has to be for some sort of trade. There has to be something to this. This don't make any sense. Mm-hmm. Eagles UK, thank you for the super chat. I'm sorry. This is stupidity at its finest. There has to be something else going on. This has to be about a trade. Mm-hmm. This makes no sense. Does this make any sense? Cash Face, thank you so much. Howie's on dope. I think Howie Roseman just woke up from a nap and just pointed his finger because the clock was expired. Why would you take a quarterback in the second round when you have... I don't understand this pick. I don't understand. I don't understand.
I don't understand.
There has to be some other shoe that's gonna fall. I don't even understand this. Why would you take? You had Denzel Mims right there. I can't even be mad. I don't even know what to say. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen, and I don't want to hear people say this is a great pick. Why? Are you trying to win a Super Bowl or are you trying to rebuild? Trade Carson then. Trade his North Dakota ass.
North Dakota.
Why would you do it? What are you laughing at? You moron. Damn. You take a quarterback in the second round.
Oh, Philly.
This is unbelievable. There has to be something to this. There has to be another shoe. Oh, Howie, high five! Are you high-fiving a quarterback in the second round, you moron? You need players! Oh, my God, this is ridiculous. I can't understand this shit.
Well, Philly, let me clarify it for you. Carson Wentz, if you didn't know, outside of the stadium, the North Dakota Assassin Stadium, there is a statue of another man and your coach, Nick Foles. Carson Wentz has to go by that every day. This team doesn't believe in Carson Wentz. And quite frankly, I pointed out to you that Carson Wentz's numbers are some of the worst in the NFL. He leads the league in interceptions. His completion percentage is terrible. And don't give me he doesn't have any weapons because you drafted a wide receiver, Rhaegar. You got Dallas. You got Ertz. You have Alshon Jeffries. He gets happy feet. He holds on to the ball too long. His accuracy is an issue. And the team is not rallying behind him. And so now there's word that the transition may be in the works. That Hurts has got more practice time. We talking about
practice. Not a game. Not the game that I go out there and die for and play every game like it's my last. Not the game. Mm-hmm. We're talking about practice, man.
Practice.
I mean, how silly is that?
Because the reality is, Doug Peterson believes
I've lost my mojo.
That Carson Wentz has lost his mojo. And Hurts will be playing more this week. Now, the hard part on this is, for the Eagles, you're married to him for the next couple of years. If you were by chance to let go of Carson Wentz, I think you would take about a $45 million cap hit next year. $45 million. And you're currently $80 million over the cap. You physically just can't release him. It'll cost you twice as much to release him than to keep him on the team. But Carson Wentz has truly been abysmal. And see, the funny thing for me, and people will say, oh, of course, you always turn it back around Dak. You know, it's not that Dak Prescott is paying me for endorsements or anything like that. I honestly tell you I like Dak because I think it's the best option for the Cowboys. Now, I know the Trevor Lawrence fans there who yesterday he said that this is the last game he's playing there and that he's going to be going to the draft. You know that the Jets will be trying to draft him or taking a king's ransom for somebody else to move there. You know Jacksonville is looking for a quarterback. And the reality is it's so difficult to find that guy. Like I said, Denver right now, they got no quarterback. Even before COVID, they really didn't have a quarterback. Drew Luck. Do you really believe that he is the future for the Denver Broncos? The Denver Broncos, who have spent more money and draft capital trying to get a quarterback since Peyton Manning. The only quarterback they've had as a success since John Elway was getting a Peyton Manning late in his career. The Washington football team, I know they're saying great things about, Alex Smith and all that, but they've drafted Kirk Cousins, RG3, Hurts, and they paid quarterbacks from Alex Smith to Donovan McNabb to other stiffs that haven't been able to do it. They're still really looking for a quarterback. Alex Smith is not a long-term solution. You look at the Eagles. They moved up to get Carson Wentz, and right now they've spent a number 2 to get a quarterback. And Hurts, he's had a couple of good plays here and there, but you can't look and say, oh, he's the next Deshaun Watson. The Jets, they ended up getting, Sam Darnold just a couple of years ago. And how's that worked out? There are so many teams. Jacksonville, they thought Gardner Minshew was the answer. Not so much. There are so many teams out there that are desperate for getting quarterbacks that they will gamble. They will spend draft capital. They'll try and move up. You got one. You got one. You don't have to spend any draft picks. You don't have to go through and other than sign a check for a guy who has not made more on average in his 5 years than $8 million is what you've paid him. I think that's it, right? Yeah, $8 million is what you've averaged paying him for the last 5 years. You're ahead of the curve with that guy. And that guy already knows your system and knows how to use the weapons. How crazy is it that in 4 games, Dak passed for 1,846 yards. In the 6 games that we've had since he went down, combined the whole offense, passing and running the football. That's Tony Pollard. That's Zeke Elliott. That's 3 different other quarterbacks. That the total team in 6 games has less than 1,800 yards. So yeah, while your San Francisco's trying to figure out what's going to be next for us after paying Jimmy Garoppolo, as the Eagles start putting in their second string quarterback, as Washington mulls the future over, as the Jets prepare to screw another quarterback's career, as the Cleveland Browns wonder, is Baker Mayfield really the guy? As the Jaguars say, at least we're a top 2 pick, maybe we can get Justin Fields. We're in a great position as far as quarterback goes. So we're going to be watching that game tomorrow night with definitely wide open eyes, and we'll definitely have the Philly meltdown cam. Also today, we'll be following along with the Giants to see if they take over first place in the division. We'll be live streaming during that game. So hope you guys tune in and join. I'm going to kick back and relax and enjoy watching football because, like I said, there's no guarantee that we're going to get to a Super Bowl this year. I'm Mark Holmes, and I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you soon.